Welcome to the next exciting episode of my vlog. On my last episode, I talked about the box and how much I hate it. Now I'd like to talk about the bubble. The bubble and the box are your enemies. We all are born into a bubble. The bubble is the community that our parents live in. That community is kind of a combination of a geographic environment, religious environment, social standing, just basically everything that your parents live their lives, and the people that they deal with on a daily basis, and the world that they shop and work in. It creates a bubble, and we're all born into that bubble, and we're raised in this bubble that's created by our parents. A bubble of a community. And most of us are raised thinking that this is how it is. This bubble is the way life is. That's how everybody lives their lives. That's just the way things are. And we learn rules that govern this bubble. Of course, that goes into the box. There are rules that come from elsewhere that help create the box. If you don't know what I'm talking about there, listen to my last episode. I talk more about the box there. But this bubble, people kind of get set in their ways inside the bubble. Often get trapped in the bubble and never see what else is out there. They never see the other bubbles. For example, born into a small town. A lot of small towns. This is very common in small towns. That small town is a bubble of its own. And a lot of similarities between small towns, but a lot of differences too. And you learn about your bubble. You get raised in your bubble, and this is how life is. And you meet other people in your bubble, and those are your friends. And those are the people you date and maybe eventually marry. And you get a job there within your bubble. And you raise your kids, and you train them to live inside the bubble that you are stuck in. There are a lot of bubbles. There are bubbles created by ethnic backgrounds, bubbles created by social standing, bubbles created by geographic location. The bubble that you live in is not all that's out there. There are a million bubbles. Most people decide that this is their life at a young age. They're born into a bubble. They see their parents, they see their friends, they see their friends' parents, they see their surroundings, and they say, this is how life is. But the truth is, that's only how life is within that particular bubble. There are millions of bubbles out there, and some are good and some are bad. Life is better in some, life is shitty in others. If you're born in a shitty bubble, why are you going to stay there? Why are you going to look at your parents and say, oh, this is how life is? I'm gonna grow up and never achieve anything and never go anywhere and get a shitty job and maybe drink my life away? Or I'm going to get involved with violence, because that's what everyone in our community does. If you're in a bubble that you don't like, get out of there. Now, here's the trick about the bubble, though, because the longer you stay in your bubble, the harder it is to leave. It's kind of scary, because once you get used to a life, once you know that this is what life's like, and you're about to leave into a completely different bubble that has a completely different world, completely different atmosphere, a completely different culture, that's scary. You don't know what you're getting into. Most people stay in the bubble. Most people stay within the bubble that they're born to. Never venture forth. Some break free. Those who break free will jump to another bubble. They might get stuck there. They might jump into another bubble and get stuck there. That's not good either. What you really want to do is go out. Venture out into this world. Live life a little bit. Meet people. Learn what the other bubbles look like. Visit them. Spend time there. Make friends with people from different bubbles. Then you'll see that no one bubble is the best. There are a lot of shitty bubbles, but there are good in many bubbles. And there's good from one and different good in another. And, you know, you got to see what's out there. And only then can you make the best decision. That's what's good for you. Only then can you really achieve what you want, because you see what's out there. You start to get the big picture. You start to see that this world is a huge melting pot. Lots of bubbles. Why do people stay in their bubbles? That bubble becomes a big part of the box. And most people just give up any hope that it will ever be any different. This is their life. They relegate themselves and give up. That's going to lead into my next episode, which is going to be talking about the secrets of success. But big thing here from today's episode, today's lesson, is that you don't want to be stuck within your bubble, and don't make the mistake of believing that life in your bubble is life at large. The way people live in your bubble is not the way people in the world live. It's just the way people in your bubble live. Go out into the world and you'll see people live in 1,000 different ways, 1,000,000 different ways, different bubbles. Go check them out, and then you'll find something you like. You're going to see that there's more out there than what you got right now. There's more out there than what you think is relegated for your existence. Check it out. Burn the box and pop the bubble. Think for yourself and venture out into the world. See what's out there. Live life. Live and learn. Thank you.